the Insta360 X2, X3, or the X4. Is any of these cameras worth it? Furthermore, what is my impressions of the Insta360 X4, having owned this now for over 6 months and using it almost every single time I go out to shoot a video? Let's get this video started. What's going on, guys? This is Eddie, aka Mr. Eddie Nunez. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Insta360 X4. As you can see, I have the X2 here with me. I just got the X3 at an incredible deal. I got the premium bundle for $99 at Costco. That comes with an extra battery, came with a micro SD card, it came with a selfie stick. That's just an unbelievable price. But then I also here have the Insta360 X4, and this is one that I purchased and I made, I think, just 1 or 2 videos. I made a video about the accessories that did really well on my channel. Go ahead and check it out. I'll link it right up here. And we're gonna touch on some of those accessories as well, because after having these accessories for 6 months, I can give you an honest update. But in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the Insta360 X4, and is it an upgrade that's worth it, you know, from the previous generations. Action cameras are a big hit in today's creative world. We just saw the GoPro Hero 13 announced and released. We saw the same for the DJI Action 5 Pro. It's a Pro now. And furthermore, there are leaks and rumors out there of another Insta360 Ace Pro, but this time it's the Pro 2 with some enhancements. I've never owned any other Insta360 camera besides the, you know, X series, the 360 series. For action cameras, I like to stick to GoPro, although I'm gonna dabble into the DJI world soon with the Action 5. But let's talk about the X4. So when I first got the X4, it was an upgrade to replace my X2. This is the camera that I was using day in and day out, whether I'm on my bike and I want to use it as a DVR or I'm out creating content. The unfortunate part about Insta360 cameras, regardless of which version you have, is that the lenses are not removable or repairable. So this little lens that you see right here, this lens is not removable or repairable, and this is an action camera, right? So you're going to put it in risky situations, whether you're gonna have it extended out on a selfie stick or you're gonna mount it onto something. There's a high probability that the camera will eventually cause any sort of impact to another object, whether it falls down, whether you hit something. It's gonna happen. With the X2, in order to protect your lens, you either had to buy these plastic things that went over it, or you can spend the money and buy a premium lens cover. Now, this premium lens cover, you may or may not be able to see on the camera. I'm looking here at my monitor. It is all scratched. This is all scratched up, which makes now this premium cover relatively useless, because all those scratches, although it's not on the camera lens itself, it's now on the protector, which translates to your final product, your video. Moving along, we're not going to touch on the X3 because the X3 I just recently got, as I mentioned, but you know, I haven't had the opportunity to really use this. I've used it here and there as I've been riding my bike to work and to the city, but we're going to set this aside. I upgraded from the X2, which I won, by the way, from Insta360 from FlyPath. So shout out to FlyPath and Insta360. I upgraded then to the X4. Now the X4, amazing video quality. There's no doubt in my mind that this is an upgrade that's so worth it if you have the X2 and even the X3, right? As I said, I've dabbled into the X3 here and there as I've been using it recently after my recent purchase. The X4 just has a crisp video definition. It is sharp, it is detailed, it has incredible dynamic range. It has 8K, which 8K you really want on an Insta360 camera, because after you reframe and you export, you really want to get as close to 4K as possible. I'm a 4K workflow type of person. I know that there's still people out there shooting and exporting in 1080p. 1080p, even if it's for YouTube, is just not my thing. 4K is the industry standard, and that's what I'm gonna shoot with. Now, that being said, although the camera is fantastic, there are some major flaws that I've discovered using it in over the course of the 6 months. One of them is accessories, but we're gonna do accessories a little bit later. Let's get into the actual camera. So if you just buy the camera alone, and you're talking about the actual hardware, the Insta360 X4 suffers at night. At night, this is almost useless, whether it's 8K, 4K, it doesn't matter what setting you use. You can see your stitching. It's more obvious than ever before when you are in low light. This camera does not have a low light mode. I wish it did. Similar to what the Ace Pro had or has. They should have introduced this as part of the X4. If this is going to be your flagship X line, the X4, or this is your latest and greatest, night mode is a feature now that all action cameras should include. That's a non-negotiable. The second opportunity with this camera is that when you're shooting in 8K, especially over the last few months, over the summer, it does tend to overheat, and when it overheats, it just shuts off. So imagine me, you know, I like to ride my e-bikes a lot as I'm going to my destination to fly or shoot content. I had this on the selfie stick mounted on the back of my bike several different times. And then when I go grab it after I reach my destination, the camera is now off. So I am on my e-bike with a lot of wind, right? You're getting sort of wind being circulated through this. I have a cage on, which should help dissipate the heat, and I'm still getting a lot of overheating. Luckily, I'm approaching the fall months now here in New York City, or across the country. We're gonna approach fall, right? I guess everybody has 4 seasons essentially in the United States. You know, I hope I don't face those issues of overheating now that we are approaching cooler weather. Now let's talk about the accessories. So accessories, I went ahead and bought a lot of things for this Insta360 X4. For starters, I bought the cage. The cage, I got it for 2 reasons. One, I thought it would do a great job protecting the camera, which it has, right? I haven't dropped this, knock on wood. But if in the event that I do drop this camera, it is well protected in this housing here. This is a phenomenal case. You have a lot of different hot shoe here. You have the micro forters. I forget what you call these things. The things they use to screw on. You have it over here. You have it on both sides. You have it at the bottom, and the case feels absolutely fantastic. It is an Insta360 case, but it is also, I guess, co-branded with PGY Tech. So the problem with this case is that I bought this selfie stick here. So I have the regular selfie stick, but I wanted to get this one because this one stands up as a tripod. And every single time I've set this camera up to use it, just like I'm doing right now, right? It is great at this level. So at this height level, not extended at all, it is fantastic. However, the minute that you extend it all the way out like this, and you won't be able to see it, it's gonna get out of frame, but you set it up outdoors with the slightest wind, because I have the cage on, this camera will fall. It will absolutely fall. And in fact, it has happened to me multiple times. And luckily no damage has occurred because of the premium lens guard. And we're gonna get to the premium lens guard in a second as well. But you know, it rendered this you know, selfie stick sort of useless. Like I could have used the one that I already had, because if you extended, and it might be because of my cage, but if you extend it far enough, you're gonna have your case, your camera fall and possibly damage itself. The next one that I want to talk about is this monster here. This is the 300 centimeter stick. This is the one that can emulate a drone shot, right? This thing is carbon fiber. It extends. This is also co-sponsored by Siru. So Siru co-sponsored this this selfie stick, and I've bought this and I've used it once, and the one time that I used it was for my review of my accessories, and I used it out in the park, and I tried to emulate a drone shot, but it's really difficult. Nothing can emulate drone shots, I think, as much as you try. And also another inconvenience, and again, it might just be because of the cage, is that when you extend this all the way out, it is top heavy. So the camera is going to start to lean, and it's really, really hard to hold because it now gets extremely top heavy. So this is another item that, you know, if I had to think about it, I wouldn't spend the $99 to buy this, because I have yet to leverage it, not even once, besides my initial review. Now, remember I told you that this camera has fallen based on, you know, this selfie stick here, the tripod selfie stick. And let me tell you what happened. So the wind pushed it over, the camera fell down, the standard lens guard popped off the camera, flew away, and I was at a pier, so it flew away right into the water. I wasn't able to get it. Luckily, no damage to the actual lens, but I lost. These are these are lens guard that you're supposed to twist on, and I would think will be locked in. The camera fell forward, and the lens guard just flew away. That was upsetting, because, you know, I thought that this would be more secured onto the actual camera, because this mechanism is built in. Unlike the X3, they came up with the same design, but you have to actually stick it on, and then you can rotate a lens guard on. So I don't have that. You know, I don't have that here. This is built in. I thought that, you know, this would never come off. So now when I purchased my X4, another item that I noticed is they have now a higher grade lens guard. They call this the premium lens guard, which is made out of glass, and it is noticeably larger. So as you can see here on my camera, it is noticeably larger. It's a larger lens guard. And when I saw a lot of reviews after this camera came out, everyone complained about this lens guard because of a lot of flares, right? As you are facing the sun or away from the sun, you're gonna get a lot of glare into the camera. And I thought, well, maybe they're using it wrong. But guess what? After using this, because I lost one of the standard guards, this is possibly the worst lens guard that you can have, is the premium one, because it is absolutely filled with lens flare, which makes a lot of shots really unusable. So that's all I really wanted to share today, is just my overall opinion on the X4, having owned it now for like 6 months. Again, I had the X2. The X2 served a great purpose for me. I keep this camera. I still, in fact, keep this camera on my bike every time I go ride as a sort of a DVR or a security camera or a dash cam. A dash cam is the right terminology. Then I got this amazing deal on this Insta360 X3 recently at Costco, as I mentioned. And as you can see, this is the lens card that I'm talking about here. As you can see, I glued it on. I bought this off of Amazon from the Insta360 store. Using this camera, the camera quality looks really close to the X4, but what's really nice about the X4 is just the dynamic range and the overall sharpness. Like the video here is more crisp, but that's because I'm shooting in 8K. This is 5.7K, I believe. But going back to the X4, you know, do I love it? Yes, it's a great camera in certain environments. It's not a one and all type of camera. I still think you need an action camera, whether that's a GoPro or well, screw GoPro. Let me scratch GoPro out of there. GoPro is way behind with their technology. I still think you need an action cam from DJI, like the Action 5 Pro, because it has night mode. The Ace Pro is out there. I've never used it. Would love to test one out. You know, the Ace Pro might be a great camera as well. But what I'm trying to say is that this does not replace an action camera. This is a great tool. It's a heavy workflow after you use it. You have to go ahead and reframe. Insta360 has done a lot of great things on their software to have a lot of AI features built in where it can automatically do a lot of things for you. But you know, everyone has a different creative style. So every time I dab into the AI features, I always end up not using it because it's just not my style, and I prefer to do my own export. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I talked way longer than what I should have. Insta360 X4, 6 months later, do I love it? Yeah, but it has a lot of issues and it still has a lot of potential for an X5. Two things that they must fix is the overheating, and this needs to have some sort of night mode feature, noise reduction, so it is usable at night as well, and you're not just, you know, only using it during the day. It reminds me of the Skydio drones, right? You can only fly it during the day. At night it won't fly. This is the same thing. This won't fly because your video will look like absolute garbage. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll be there answering all of your questions. Hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, peace.